Hi, today I'm trying something new. I want to do a sit down video. A few weeks ago, as I was scrolling through social media, TikTok to be specific, I saw a certain page that really prompted my mind. I can't remember the exact page, TikTok page, but one of the screenshots I took of that page was it said, "The journal that forced me to be honest with myself." This page has different journal prompts that are very thought provoking. Some of the journal prompts that I read are the things that I wasn't ready to answer, but I was really drawn by the prompts. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I thought to myself that maybe I need to start a section in this corner of the internet where I do my own productions, my own sit downs. Well, some of the questions I answered on my private journal, say private journal, I thought maybe I could share with you some of these journal prompts so that I invite someone to also do the journal prompts with me. That is on one hand. On the second hand, I would like to also put out my thoughts, share my ideas, share my thoughts and ideas on the said journal prompts. They're very thought provoking, and I would invite anyone who is into journaling or even not into journaling to also consider these journal prompts, because I feel like the prompts will help you explore different parts of yourself. That is the first thing. The second thing, I feel like some of these prompts, I feel like some of these prompts have answers that can be different on different days. For example, one of the prompts that I would like to address today is, what will you talk about if somebody was actually listening to you? See, the thing you'll want to tell someone if someone was actually listening to you today could change tomorrow, because tomorrow you may want to speak about something different. The next minute, the next hour, you want to speak about something different. And that is the beauty of journaling, that it gives you permission to address different topics. When I saw these journal prompts on TikTok, at the time they were thought provoking. Today, I want to start a series where I address different journal prompts from these pages. And maybe as I continue with this journey, I will find journal prompts from my own experiences, journal prompts from my own ideas, journal prompts from the books I'm currently reading. So while the TikTok page has given me the incentive to start this journey, I'm hoping eventually, I'm hoping we will witness what this journey will be about. Hey, I have started rambling. So, the general prompt that you're going to talk about today is, what will you talk about if somebody was actually listening to you? If somebody was actually listening to me today, what I'll talk about is the question, how are you? If there's a question that I've grown to hate with the whole of my heart, it is the question, how are you? Especially when people around my circle ask me, how are you? In my head, it's like, you already know how I am. You already know that I'm falling apart. You already know that I'm sad. You already know that I'm lost. I am clueless. I am empty. And somehow, this reality has sort of evaded your mind, or it is somehow belittled. Sometimes I feel like the question, how are you, is something that we ask out of conversation, out of normalcy. We ask, how are you, how are you? And we're never really keen to sit down and hear the answer to the question, how are you? I hate when people, especially around my circle, ask me, how are you? Because on one hand, I feel like you already know how I am. The second reason I have grown to hate the question, how are you? It's because people are not patient to listen to how are you. They're not patient to listen to how I am. I think sometimes, most of the times, people expect for me to say I am fine. And if you knew me before this season, you know that I'm a person who doesn't ask someone, how are you, for the sake of just asking. I never ask someone, how are you, for the sake of vibes and inshallah. No. I ask people, how are you? And I always tell you, I want the book, chapter, verse. I want the details. So when people don't extend that courtesy for me, I find it to be insensitive. I find it to be rude. The third reason why I have found myself hating the question, how are you, is because when you get a person who actually listens, or a person who is actually interested in the question, in the answer, how I am, then they fall short. Like, now they don't know what to do with my sadness. Now they don't know what to do with me actually when I tell them I hate life, or like I hate the season that I'm in. And the interesting bit is, it is not so far gone from me. It is not eluded to me that what I am going through is very unique to myself, very unique to majority of the population, and I really hope that nobody has to go through half the things that I'm going through. In fact, last year, exactly at a time like this, if you told me this is how my year is coming to an end, last year or even beginning of this year, if you told me this is how my year will end, if you told me that I will not see my brother's birthday, my elder brother's birthday, I don't know. I think you're cruel. I'd think you're insane. But here I am, being bombarded by the question, how are you? And here I am asking myself the question, how is this my life? How is this my story? So I will not go into details of answering the question of how I am. But if I had an opportunity to talk to someone who was actually listening, that is the only thing I would say. Don't ask anyone, how are you, if you're not ready to listen, or if you have an anticipated answer. In fact, the interesting bit that people have is, some people expect to have solutions. Nobody is asking for a solution, because sometimes, God knows, I have needed Job's friends. I have needed people to just sit with me and just listen. In fact, most of the time, I just need someone to listen. I do not need anyone to tell me it's going to be okay. Because when you tell me it's going to be okay, what does that look for you? What is your definition of okay? How does okay look like in this moment? What do you think okay is? Because for me, all I want is him. For me, all I want is the ability to share a meal with him again, the ability to speak in Kiswahili again. And his Kiswahili was the one that we were born and raised for. It's not the updated version. It's not the now kind of Swahili that people in the coast speak. It is the one that I remember from childhood. So you sit down there and tell someone it's okay. What do you mean it's going to be okay? What does okay? Or some people are quick to give you solutions. They'll tell you, you need to do ABCD. You need to start praying. You need to go see a therapist. You need to apply for jobs. I promise you, I am way above the age of 18. I know the things that I need to do. And I know what responsibility life demands of me right now. But can't I have 5 minutes of wondering what the hell just happened? Don't I deserve 5 minutes of trying to make sense of this new reality? So you ask me, how are you? And you're not patient to listen, or you have the answers that you want to give me. I mean, sometimes I feel like it would have been even better if you ask the question, how are you? And you have the patience to listen. Just give me space to vent. And when I'm done venting, ask me, Lynette, how do you want me to be there for you? And yes, there are people who have asked me how I would love them to be there for me. And I was so clueless. I was, still am. Because for different people, I need different things. There are people who I need them to share with me the videos, the pictures, the stories about my brother, who is, who he was in this season, in this growing up, in these places where I wasn't with him on a day to day. There are some people I will really appreciate if they help me secure a job and a source of income for that matter. There are people I would appreciate if they mentored me. There are people I will appreciate if they answered my calls. So for different people, I require different things. And for some people, I do not know what I need. And sometimes, yes, I also don't know what I need. I sit down with myself in prayer and I ask, how do I go about this? What do I do? So yeah, that is what I do not want this video to be long. So yes, if I had an opportunity to talk about anything with someone who was actually listening, that is what I'll say. Do not ask the question, how are you? If you're not ready to listen, if you're not ready to be there for someone, or if you have a premeditated answer, don't ask the question, how are you? Yeah. See you on the next one.